At Sebastian's engagement party, Cassandra finally cornered the Alpha she had spent half her life fighting and secretly wanting. "Do you love her?" she asked. His answer was cold enough to end everything between them, yet moments later, years of rivalry and forbidden desire shattered that lie, leaving Cass with a choice she had feared since childhood. Before the next sunrise, she would return to the magician who had warned her again and again. Every wish is granted, but never without taking what matters most. Prologue. Cassandra is 20 when she loses everything. Her pack, her mate, her future, everything. 20 is a terribly young age for a life to feel as though it has already ended. Yet that is exactly where Cass finds herself. She made her bed, so to speak, sold her soul to the devil with her eyes wide open. Or, more accurately, she made a wish. Now she has to live with the consequences. It is not as though nobody warned her. Cass has visited the magician since she was a child, asking him to grant one wish after another. He always refused, or not quite refused. Over the years, she learned that he could not actually deny a client who truly insisted on making a wish. What he could do was try to change their mind. With Cass, he had succeeded many times. Until 3 days ago. 3 days ago, she returned to his shop, that small, shadowed place people seemed reluctant even to look at as they passed it in the street. She entered desperate, determined, and unwilling to be talked out of what she had come to do. This time, she made her wish. She knew there would be a price. She simply had not understood how badly paying it would hurt. The pain seemed to be everywhere. It hurt to leave her home. It hurt to say goodbye to her brother. It hurt to abandon the packmates she had known all her life. Cass had grown up believing she would one day become their alpha, their leader. She had always been someone important, someone destined to become even more important. Now, because of one wish, because of Sebastian, she was nothing, not even herself. Chapter 1. Cass is 8 years old when she decides that she will dedicate the rest of her life to making Sebastian Sachs miserable. She may be young, but she is absolutely certain that no amount of maturity will ever soften the pure hatred she feels whenever she sees his ridiculous mop of brown hair. Cassandra's own hair is the color of wheat, turning almost golden whenever sunlight catches it. She is tremendously proud of it. Her mother, with considerable reluctance, has allowed Cass to grow those thick curls past her shoulders. For a future fighter, that is practically a miracle. Long hair is inconvenient in combat, so it is generally discouraged among pack members being trained to fight. Cassandra, however, is already proving herself to be an exceptionally promising young warrior. She is also extremely vain about her hair, which is why she reacts very badly when Sebastian pushes a piece of gum he has been chewing for far too long straight into her curls. In retrospect, Cass hates something else about the incident almost as much. She should have seen it coming. Her parents had warned her about Sebastian and the children from his pack. Cass and Sebastian belong to neighboring packs whose territories meet deep inside the forest. Long ago, those two packs had actually been one. That unity ended decades earlier, when two wolves both in line to become alpha fell for the same mate. Their rivalry destroyed their friendship and eventually split the pack itself. What had once been one powerful, prosperous clan became two bitter halves, each blaming the other for nearly everything that went wrong. Cass, her brother, and several young wolves from their pack regularly explore the woods. Inevitably, they encounter children from the neighboring Silver Pine pack. And, being children, they play together. When Cass innocently tells her parents about those games, their reaction surprises her. She is firmly ordered not to spend time with those children anymore. If they are anything like the other members of Silver Pine, her parents tell her, then they are not worth her attention. Especially Sebastian. He is the Alpha's son. At first, Cass does not understand the problem. She actually likes Sebastian. He taught her how to skip stones much farther across the water, and he can build better shelters in the woods than anyone else she knows. But if her father insists that his daughter should choose better companions, Cass quickly discovers a convenient excuse for continuing to see Sebastian. She is not playing with him. She is defeating him, and defeating his pack. From that moment onward, harmless childhood games become increasingly serious competitions. Strategies are planned at night. Packmates are instructed to train harder. Everyone becomes fiercely competitive. There is no longer room for casual mistakes, because losing to the other pack has become unacceptable. The day Sebastian puts gum in Cass's hair, their chosen contest is tree climbing. Each team must send its members up the same tree. Every participant's time will be added together, and whichever pack finishes with the lower total will win. The scores remain almost perfectly tied until only Cass and Sebastian are left. Cass climbs first. She reaches the top in record time. Then Sebastian takes his turn. To Cass's horror, he is even faster. So she does what any perfectly reasonable 8-year-old wolf determined to win would do. She throws a pebble at his back. Sebastian misses his footing and falls. He hits the ground but quickly gets up, unharmed. He is a werewolf, after all. That's cheating. Cass sticks out her tongue. If it isn't in the rulebook, it isn't cheating. We don't have a rulebook. Exactly. She folds her arms. Now stop being a sore loser and declare us the winners. Her packmates erupt in triumphant cheers. Cass kneels beside Sebastian and waits for him to perform the traditional honor they have invented for their games. A crown woven from twigs and flowers is supposed to be placed on the victor's head. To the children, there is no greater prize. Sebastian looks at her. Then he spits his gum directly onto the top of Cass's head. Her eyes go wide. Sorry, he says with a smirk. It slipped. Cass screams. She grabs desperately at the gum, but every attempt only works it deeper into her curls. Sebastian laughs. As far as he is concerned, she deserves it for cheating. Besides, he never imagined she would become so upset over something as silly as her hair. Then he sees tears filling her eyes. For perhaps 10 whole seconds, Sebastian feels terrible. Then Cassandra launches herself at him and punches him in the jaw. After that, all hell breaks loose. Chapter 2. A month later, shortly after her 9th birthday, Cassandra enters the magician's shop for the first time. It will be the first of many visits. Chapter 3. Cass is 11 when she finally gets what she considers proper revenge. Not that she has spent the previous 2 years doing nothing. There was the stolen pet scheme. Cass and her brother hid their own beloved hedgehog, then sent themselves a ransom note signed with Sebastian's name. The evidence seemed convincing enough that Sebastian was forced to apologize publicly for a crime he had never committed. It was a respectable victory. Unfortunately, Sebastian retaliated almost immediately with something better. He wrote himself a false apology letter supposedly from Cass. In it, Cass confessed to everything she had allegedly done to Silver Pine over the preceding months. The crimes included kidnapping the hedgehog, interfering with the pack's crops, and spreading rumors about Sebastian's family. Many of Sebastian's invented accusations were tied closely enough to real difficulties Silver Pine had faced that his parents believed them. They confronted Cass's parents during a meeting involving several packs. The meeting devolved into an enormous shouting match. Cass stood in the middle of it, stunned. And so the war continued. Cass created some new act of revenge. Sebastian retaliated with something worse. Cass struck again. Sebastian answered. The cycle goes on for 2 years. Then Cass turns 11. Sebastian turns 13 that same year, which means he is eligible for the annual hunt held for young shifters throughout the region. It is an important rite of passage. Every 13-year-old wolf enters the forest for an entire day, and the young hunter who returns with the largest and most impressive kill receives a prize and brings considerable honor to their pack. Everyone expects Sebastian to win. He is widely considered the strongest hunter among the wolves competing that year. Cass is too young to enter officially. That does not matter to her. This is her chance to defeat Sebastian properly, and she intends to take it. Several weeks before the hunt, she returns to the magician. Cass marches into Adrian's shop filled with righteous determination and announces that she wants him to make her powerful enough to win. Adrian studies her. "You're willing to risk losing your beloved twin brother over this?" He clicks his tongue. "I didn't think you were this lazy." "I'm not lazy," Cass protests, fists tightening. "Then why ask me for this when you could win by improving your skills the ordinary way?" "I can't." Cass stops herself before saying the rest. She is younger. She is not good enough. There is no realistic way she can defeat Sebastian on her own. Adrian looks at her knowingly. "Would it truly count as winning if you only defeated that Sebastian of yours because of magic?" Cass grits her teeth. The wish is abandoned, but the competition is not. Weeks before the hunt, Cass secretly gets hold of the event plans. At night, she studies every detail until she has nearly memorized the map and the locations where prey is most likely to appear. During the day, she shifts into her wolf and explores the forest herself. She maps the terrain, she studies deer tracks. She investigates the thicker, more dangerous areas where bears are known to wander. She trains herself to shift faster, travel silently, and disappear among leaves and shadows. Then, one cold morning, Cassandra finds a bear. Her breath clouds in front of her as she watches it from a distance. The animal is enormous. Its limbs are heavy with muscle. Instead of retreating, Cass studies it. Over the following days, she tracks the bear while remaining in human form so her wolf's scent will not alert it. She learns its routine, its paths, and its habits. When the day of the hunt finally arrives, Cassandra rises before dawn. Her entire body hums with anticipation. She enters the woods separately and follows the faint trail she has already committed to memory, moving away from the route Sebastian and the other competitors are taking. She slips through the undergrowth almost soundlessly. Her heart pounds. She waits. Then, just as sunlight begins spilling over the horizon, the bear appears. The fight lasts much longer than Cass expects. Exhaustion consumes her. Again and again she wonders whether she has made a terrible mistake. Perhaps this animal is too powerful. Perhaps she will not kill it. Perhaps it will kill her. At some point, Cass even wonders whether she can still escape. Then she imagines Sebastian returning as the winner if she fails. That thought keeps her moving. Her muscles burn. Fear pounds through her chest. But she refuses to surrender. Sebastian cannot win. She will not allow it. And the bear standing between Cassandra and victory has to die. When Cass finally emerges into the clearing dragging the animal's enormous body behind her, everyone falls silent. Then the clearing explodes. Applause. Cheers. Shouts of disbelief. Cass drops the bear in the center and straightens, chest rising and falling violently from exhaustion. The elders stare. Her parents stare. Even those who know how talented she is appear unable to understand what they are seeing. Finally, the head elder steps forward. His expression shows reluctant admiration as he lifts the garland everyone had expected Sebastian to receive. He places it around Cassandra's neck. "For an unprecedented achievement," he announces, his voice carrying over the crowd, "we crown Cassandra this year's victor." Cass never expected her victory to cause such an uproar. She certainly never expected people to begin speaking of her as a young prodigy, someone who had done more than simply enter a hunt too early. To some, she has become a legend in the making. Cass hardly cares. There is only one reward she truly wants: Sebastian's expression. She finds him among the crowd. His hazel eyes look green in the sunlight. Shock, resentment, anger. But underneath them all is something new: admiration. The sight sends pride rushing through Cass so quickly it leaves her almost dizzy. Her heart pounds. She does not know it yet, but she will spend years chasing that exact feeling. Because somehow, admiration from anyone else will never feel the same. Chapter 4. Cass is 13 when she wins her first fight against an older beta from her own pack. She fights aggressively, using every advantage she can find. Even at 13, she is already someone others should take seriously. And she knows she is only going to become stronger. Her hair is different now. She keeps it pulled into a severe, tight braid and almost hates letting it down, even when she showers. The memory of Sebastian's gum still lingers, especially because her hair has never completely returned to the length it once had. Her father has also started testing her and her twin brother Ronan against each other. He never says explicitly what he is doing. He does not need to. Cass knows he is deciding which of them is more suited to inherit the alpha position once they are old enough. A final decision will not be made until they reach 18. Cass already knows what that decision should be. She will become alpha. She accepts no other possibility. Across the woods, Sebastian is already expected to inherit leadership of Silver Pine. If Sebastian becomes an alpha, then Cassandra must become one too. The thought of standing beneath him is unbearable. If she is not at least his equal, preferably better than him, why would he ever admire her again? And if she cannot be Sebastian's rival, what reason will she have to keep confronting him? Unfortunately, defeating him has become harder. Cass can defeat older males. She regularly gets the better of Ronan. Sebastian is different. Ever since Cass's victory in the hunt 2 years earlier, she and Sebastian have begun meeting secretly in the woods. Sometimes they hunt. Usually they fight. It is just the two of them now. Their rivalry no longer needs teams. The other wolves have stopped mattering. Their fights used to be close enough that neither could easily claim victory. That is changing. Cass is tall for 13, but she is still lean, narrow, and young enough to carry softness in her face. Sebastian is older. His shoulders are broadening. He is getting taller. Muscle fills his frame more noticeably every month. When they collide during a fight, Cass can feel that new strength beneath her hands. It has become easier for Sebastian to twist her arms behind her, easier to pin her against the ground, easier to trap her against a tree while satisfaction flashes through those hazel eyes. Cass hates it. Worse, she fears that one day he will become so much stronger that fighting her will no longer be interesting. Then Sebastian might become bored. Her father has always told her that a person is only worth what they can accomplish. So between punches one night, Cass proudly tells Sebastian about her latest victory. Sebastian scoffs that the others probably allowed her to win because her technique is barely acceptable. "You're the one holding back," Cass snaps. She is not stupid. She knows he is restraining himself. She hates him for it. She hates his growing shoulders, his height, the physical strength that comes naturally with age while she remains trapped in the earliest stage of adolescence. Cass does not particularly care about gaining breasts or hips. Neither will help her fight. What she wants is size, strength, height. She wants the advantage age has already given Sebastian. The difference between them is humiliating enough. His attempts to protect her from that difference are worse. If you're going to hold back, at least hide it better. Cass sweeps his legs out from beneath him. If you aren't going to fight me properly, stop wasting my time. She moves before he can recover, rolls them, and somehow ends up straddling him. For once, Sebastian is the one pinned to the ground. Cass stares down at him in disbelief. She does not entirely understand how she managed it. Her thighs lock around his body. Her hands press against his shoulders. Sebastian blinks. Surprise and confusion pass over his face. Then Cass notices something else. A faint blush spreads across his cheekbones. Her grip on his shirt loosens. Sebastian's gaze has changed. It is darker than before. Cass has seen admiration there in the past, but this is not quite admiration. It is something she cannot name. Sebastian lies strangely still beneath her, except for the rapid movement of his chest. His lips part as he breathes heavily. Cass suddenly finds her own throat dry. Perhaps it is his scent. It has changed too. It grows thicker around her, filling the air until everything seems to slow. The sensation is oppressive and strangely pleasant. Without thinking, Cass leans forward, Sebastian moves instantly. He flips their positions and pins her beneath him, using his greater weight to hold her still. "Stop moving," he groans against her neck. "You stop moving," Cass replies, irritated that her voice sounds far more breathless than intended. Then she feels Sebastian's teeth brush her throat. Cass freezes. Her eyes fly open. She grabs his hair and shoves his head away. "Get off me!" This time, the fear in her growl is real. Sebastian moves immediately, almost as if he has been burned. "Were you about to?" Cass cannot say it. He could not actually have been preparing to bite her. Could he? She is only 13, but she knows perfectly well what a bite at the neck can mean. A claim. Dominance of the most intimate kind. Something only acceptable when one wolf intends to take another as a mate. The idea sends Cassandra's thoughts spinning between fear, shame, and a strange flicker of disappointment she refuses to examine. "Of course not," Sebastian says quickly. He looks genuinely horrified by the suggestion. Good. Cass has absolutely no wish to be mated at 13, especially not to Sebastian Sachs. Then Sebastian's expression changes. "I scared you." He sounds guilty. He looks at Cass as though she is suddenly something delicate that needs protection. Humiliation burns through her. "Shut up." Cass wipes away tears she had not even realized were there, springs to her feet, and runs. Sebastian does not appear at their usual meeting place the following night. For a long time afterward, they barely see each other. Chapter 5. Cass is 15 when Sebastian truly enters her life again. Technically, she has seen him during the 2 years since their last real fight. They have passed one another. There have been a few insults and occasional bitter remarks. Nothing more. Compared with the physical battles they once shared, their hostility has become almost polite. Sebastian's distance slowly drives Cass insane. Eventually, she begins dreaming about him. The dreams wake her in the middle of the night, breathless. She dreams of the forest, of fighting him, of finally defeating him again, of seeing that old admiration return to his face. Then, in almost every dream, Sebastian bites her throat. Cass wakes with a gasp. The memory of what really happened that night mixes with imagined versions until she sometimes spends entire days unable to think about anything else. She wants the dreams gone. And when Cass cannot solve something herself, there is one dangerous option she has known since childhood. Magic. "Can you take my dreams away?" she asks Adrian directly. I happen to be in the shop when she does. At the time, I cannot imagine what kind of nightmare could make a 15-year-old desperate enough to consider a wish that might destroy her life. "Teenagers," Adrian says later, after Cass has left. So dramatic. That, however, is not what he tells Cassandra. "Dreams reflect unconscious thoughts and feelings," he explains. "The best way to stop them is to confront whatever is causing them." "How?" Cass demands, crossing her arms. Even at 15, Cassandra Hargrove is intimidating. She is young, but she carries herself like a force of nature. I certainly would not have wanted to fight her. Adrian finds her entertaining. Then, for reasons known only to him, he drags me into the discussion. "Iris, what do you dream about?" "My father, mostly," I answer honestly. Cass's presence is so intense that I am already hoping she will leave soon. She is not the first shifter I have met. She is certainly one of the most powerful. "Your father?" Cass asks, raising an eyebrow. "He died recently. I dream that I see him again, that he's alive." Cass stops. Something changes in her face. Then she gives a short nod and leaves, color rising over her cheeks. At the time, I do not understand why. My words have made her realize something. If dreams reflect what she cannot confront, then perhaps what happened with Sebastian in the forest is exactly what she needs to confront. The possibility terrifies her, which is why the next time she sees him, she cannot bring herself to approach him at all. The meeting takes place by a lake, during what is supposedly a small gathering. Cass is not fooled. It is a party. She rarely attends them. Most of her time belongs to training. When she is not training, she follows her father to meetings, negotiations, and planning sessions related to pack leadership. Whatever remains is devoted to her education. Ronan is almost as busy. But this party is different. A girl named Kaylee from an allied pack has invited him. Ronan is completely infatuated. Cass, I'm telling you, this is it. Kaylee is my mate, I know it. Cass rolls her eyes. She has little interest in mates or the drama surrounding them. In her opinion, choosing a partner should be more about strengthening the pack than finding someone attractive. Their father has certainly made his expectations clear. One of his children will inherit leadership, and strategic alliances matter. Cass sees almost no chance of Kaylee satisfying their father's political expectations. Still, Ronan's excitement eventually persuades Cass and several other friends to accompany him for support. 6 teenagers slip away from their beds late that evening and drive to the lake without anyone noticing. What none of them expects is the other guest list. Kaylee's pack has invited friends. Those friends are close with Silver Pine. Silver Pine has been invited too. Sebastian is there. He is nearly 18 now, taller, broader, and apparently attractive, judging by how many girls are staring at him. Cass cannot understand it. His hazel eyes are perfectly ordinary, even when the light turns them warm green. Surely she has seen better eyes somewhere. His body is well built, yes, but most young male wolves are athletic. His brown hair is still as disorderly as it was when they were children. Perhaps it is his smile. Sebastian gives people he likes a crooked grin with a hint of mischief. He rarely smiles that way at Cass. Maybe other girls mistake it for flirting. The thought irritates her immediately. Maybe it's his freckles, Cass says aloud while examining him. Jess, one of her friends, turns toward her. Sebastian Sachs has freckles? You've never noticed? Cass cannot imagine how anyone could miss them. Most are scattered across the bridge of his nose. Still, after watching him for a while, she decides appearance is not the real reason people are drawn to him. It is confidence. Sebastian carries himself with the effortless authority of someone who already expects to command others. There is a quiet dominance in the way he speaks, stands, and moves. Everyone at the lake seems to recognize it instinctively. That night, Cass dreams of the party. Except this time, everyone is looking at her. She is the center of admiration. She stands above them with the authority of a future alpha. Sebastian is among those watching. He is subject to her power like everyone else. And the sight of Sebastian beneath her authority fills Cass's wolf with such satisfaction that she wakes feeling exhilarated, powerful, in control. She finally understands what she must do. As children, she learned to match Sebastian's strategies. Now she needs to match the social power he possesses as a young alpha. Then perhaps he will stop treating her like a child. Perhaps he will see her as his rival again. A rival he would never dare put his teeth against. Chapter 6. Cass is only weeks away from turning 16 when she puts her new plan into action. The setting is another party. This one is inside a club. Getting through the door is easy. Cass may technically still be 15 for a few more hours, but she does not look it. She is tall. Her legs are long and well-shaped. With enough makeup, she can easily pass as a young adult. Cass knows she is attractive. Perhaps she is not considered the most beautiful girl in the pack. Her features are sharp, lacking some of the soft femininity others possess. But she has full lips, dark gray eyes, and a body she has caught nearly every young wolf in her pack looking at more than once. The moment she enters the club, she begins receiving exactly the attention she wanted. The looks grow more obvious when she starts dancing. Ronan is uncomfortable about it. That is his problem. Cass positions herself between 2 boys slightly older than she is. She has no concern for her safety. If either tries anything she dislikes, she is confident she can put him on the ground. Then she sees Sebastian at the bar. Their eyes meet. For a brief moment, his eyes widen. His mouth tightens. A faint frown appears. His body shifts as if he is about to move toward her. Cass's heart beats faster. Then one of Sebastian's friends punches him lightly on the shoulder. Sebastian looks away. A moment later, they walk toward a booth where several others are sitting. That is all she gets. One glance. Not rage. Not jealousy. Barely irritation. Humiliation heats Cass's face. Absolutely not. If Sebastian has decided he is too important to continue their rivalry, she will remind him exactly who she is. Cass watches him. She notices how easily he talks with the wolf who distracted him. The young man belongs to Kaylee's pack. Apparently Sebastian finds him more interesting than Cass. Fine. The moment Sebastian's friend leaves the booth and heads toward the bar, Cass follows. She casually settles herself near him. He notices quickly. His scent immediately fills with interest. Cass nearly rolls her eyes. "Hey, I think I've seen you before," he says. "I'm Peter." Cass has no idea what Sebastian sees in someone with such terrible conversation skills. "I don't think so. I'd remember." She adds a wink. Peter's scent thickens with desire. "This might be forward and you can absolutely say no, but can I buy you a beer?" His eyes remain fixed on her mouth. "I don't want beer." Cass gives him a small smile. Peter blushes. "A cocktail?" She shakes her head and lets her eyelashes lower slightly. "Wine?" His voice has become almost breathless. Cass laughs softly and leans toward his ear. "How about somewhere quieter instead?" Peter is not Cass's first kiss. He is not the worst either. She feels very little. At least he does not immediately force his tongue down her throat, so she has experienced worse. But Cass does not have all night. She carefully angles herself so that Sebastian's booth has an unobstructed view. Less than a minute later, she smells it. Anger. Sebastian's anger. His familiar scent changes so sharply that Cass can recognize it from across the room. It becomes stronger. Closer. The spicy edge fills her nose and clouds her thoughts as Peter deepens the kiss. A small, humiliating sound escapes Cass, obviously because of Peter. Certainly not because Sebastian's scent is surrounding her. "Get off her." Sebastian's voice cuts through the room. He grabs Peter and yanks him away so violently that Peter nearly falls, only stopping when his back hits a pillar. Sebastian's entire body is rigid. His expression is twisted with fury. But he does not look at Cass. That almost makes her scream. "What the hell?" Peter demands. "What's your problem?" My problem?" Sebastian looks ready to hit him. "She's 16 years old. You think taking advantage of a minor is acceptable?" Cass rolls her eyes. Peter winces. "I didn't know she was 16. She doesn't exactly look." He gestures toward Cass. Sebastian becomes even angrier. Peter notices. Wolves know when a more dominant wolf is dangerous. It is nearly instinctive, and Peter is clearly no match for Sebastian. He visibly backs down. "Sorry, Cass." He seems to think apologizing will calm Sebastian. It does not. "Don't fucking look at her." Sebastian lunges forward. Cass catches his arm. "Enough." She places enough authority into the word to force his attention onto her. "I wanted him to kiss me. Leave him alone." Sebastian's jaw locks. At last, all that anger turns toward Cass. For the first time in 3 years, she has his complete attention. His eyes are dark. His posture is aggressive. His scent is overwhelming. Cass realizes, with some confusion, how badly she has missed this. "Cass." Sebastian breathes through his nose as if struggling to control himself. "Can't you smell how much he—" His face is inches from hers. His eyes begin glowing bright gold. Cass briefly considers warning him. There are humans nearby. Instead, she enjoys being the center of his fury again. He wanted more than a kiss. Sebastian's fingers close around her arm. The touch feels less like a warning and more like possession. Cass's wolf practically preens. I'd have been perfectly happy to let him fuck me. She smiles deliberately. Sebastian's grip tightens hard enough to hurt. For one instant, every instinct Cassandra possesses sends the same warning through her body. His eyes move to her exposed throat. He stares. Cass stops breathing. The ridiculous thought enters her mind that he is going to bite her. Then Sebastian releases her. He turns away. Walks off. Cass remains where she is, breathless. Suddenly, she is not almost 16 anymore. She feels 8 years old again, standing in the forest with gum trapped in her hair. And to her horror, tears begin burning behind her eyes. Then Sebastian turns. He strides back toward her. Our place in the woods, he commands. Tomorrow night. Triumph floods through Cass. Chapter 7. Cassandra is 17 when her secret meetings with Sebastian change again. That night, there is almost no conversation before they start fighting. Cass provokes him until he throws the first punch. She knows he is angry. She has successfully drawn the attention of yet another one of his friends, and she wants Sebastian to understand something. Everyone looks at him only because Cass allows it. If she wants their attention, she can take it away. Sebastian is strong. Cass is fast. They know one another's weaknesses almost as well as their own. Years of fighting have taught them how the other moves. Cass punches. Sebastian blocks. He kicks. She twists away and restores her stance. They fight through the forest until neither appears capable of gaining a clear advantage. Their breathing mixes in the night air. Cass's back aches from being driven against trees. Her blood races. Then Sebastian steps away. I think we're finished. He says it too early. There is something exhausted and resigned in his expression. The word finished cuts through Cass. Finished? She attacks again. Sebastian avoids the kick easily. The idea that they might truly be finished blinds Cass with anger. Why does he continue treating her as someone younger who needs to be protected? She is grown now. She can match him. Strike for strike. Move for move. He does not have to hold back. Why can he not understand that they are equals? With a furious cry, Cass throws herself at Sebastian. They crash to the ground. They struggle. Then their eyes meet. Cass never knows exactly who moves first. One moment they are fighting. The next, she is gripping Sebastian's short hair while their mouths collide. She pulls him deeper into the kiss. Sebastian groans against her. Cass drinks in the sound. This kiss is unlike any kiss she has ever experienced. It feels like another kind of battle. Angry. Demanding. A reclamation neither of them understands. There is no hesitation. Not after their lips touch. Sebastian's teeth catch her lower lip. His hands tighten around her. It is almost as if he wants Cass to understand that even if he is not the first person who has kissed her, he intends to be the one she remembers. And he is. Cass would rather die than admit it. She pulls him closer. Her legs wrap around his waist. Sebastian leaves her mouth and presses heated kisses against her neck. His hands grip her thighs. His name leaves Cass in a breathless moan. His scent mixes with hers. Now she is old enough to understand what that scent means. Desire. Thick. Sweet. Almost overwhelming. Cass presses herself closer, delighted by every sound Sebastian makes. She tightens her arms around his neck. When Sebastian begins removing her clothes, she does not stop him. She helps. She removes his in return. When his eyes search hers for permission, Cass gives it. When brief pain follows, she encourages him rather than pulling away. Words, hands, lips. Everything urges Sebastian closer, because he is looking at her the way she has wanted him to look at her for years. As though Cassandra is everything. Only later, alone beneath the covers in her bedroom, does regret begin tightening around her throat. They should not have done that. What happened between them should belong to mates. Or, at minimum, to people whose packs are not natural enemies. What if Sebastian no longer respects her as his rival? What if he sees her differently? What if he does not come tomorrow? What if they never fight again? Sebastian does come. They fight. For a little while. Their bodies press too closely. Cass's scent still clings to Sebastian. His scent still marks her. His eyes briefly close when he notices it. His hands tighten for a reason that has nothing to do with combat. Cass has no interest in resisting. Not when he keeps looking at her as though nothing else in the world exists. The next night, the fight lasts even less time. The night after that, they stop pretending altogether. Their mouths meet the moment they see one another. Their hands move urgently over familiar bodies. Even the smallest touch makes Cass shiver. There is no pain now. Only pleasure, beyond anything she knew existed. And emotions just as powerful as her old hatred. Emotions she cannot yet name. Every night, Cass returns home and tells herself it was the last time. They should stop. Then the sun sets again. Restlessness crawls through her. As soon as she is certain nobody is watching, she returns to the forest. To Sebastian. To his hands. To the punishing grip that appears whenever they have spent an entire day apart. Cass tells herself the novelty will eventually disappear. Once it does, perhaps her need for him will disappear too. She refuses to consider the possibility that Sebastian might lose interest first. She will not imagine what that would do to her. Because if his desire fades, what will be left of her then? The next time Cass enters Adrian's shop, he is away. I am alone, distractedly working through a stack of books, when she appears. There is something wild in her eyes. When will he be back? When I tell her I have no idea how long Adrian will be gone, she closes her eyes. I need him. She begins pacing. I need him to free me from this insanity. She looks feverish. Trapped. What exactly did you want him to do? I ask. I am hoping that, like Adrian, I might persuade her away from whatever wish she has in mind. I want him to rid me of my... Cass stops. Heat touches her face. Never mind. She leaves. Chapter 8. Cass is 18 when a fight breaks out between members of her pack and Sebastian's. Later, lying in bed, she cannot even remember exactly how it began. She had been at a bar with Ronan and several packmates. Finn, a male wolf she has known since childhood, teased her about something and may have placed an arm around her shoulders. It is such a familiar gesture that she hardly noticed. Or perhaps that happened yesterday. Maybe the day before. The details become blurred afterward. Cass already knows Sebastian is somewhere inside the bar. She has not seen him. She does not need to. His scent is unmistakable. Several silver pine wolves have been occupying the pool table for hours. They've been there forever, Finn complains. Ronan shrugs. Unlike Cass, Ronan dislikes conflict. We could ask to play with them. Everyone at the table groans. What? Ronan asks. He gives Cass a firm look. Aren't we past these childish rivalries by now? Come on. Finn reluctantly follows him toward the pool table, squeezing Cass's shoulder as he passes. Cass remains with the others, makes a joke, lifts her beer, and hears something crash. She turns. Finn has Sebastian by the shirt and has driven him against a wall. His scent is furious. Cass reaches them almost immediately. What are you doing? She demands. Finn stares at Sebastian. He smells like you. Cass's stomach drops. Why does he smell like you? Her eyes meet Sebastian's. He starts to answer. Cass interrupts. We ran into each other behind the bar. We had a fight. That's all. She refuses to look at Sebastian. Obviously, that is not what happened. Sebastian smells like Cass because they were together the night before. And the night before that. And many nights before those. Ronan's expression changes. Sudden aggression rolls off him so strongly that even Cass is surprised. Her brother normally avoids fights, But the thought that Sebastian might have attacked his sister awakens something protective and dangerous. You attacked her alone? Ronan shoves Sebastian. Are you insane? You're an alpha now. You could have hurt her. No, he couldn't, Cass says. Ronan ignores her. Sebastian attempts to speak. We didn't fight. Cass freezes. If Sebastian explains what they actually did, Ronan and everyone else will know. Yes, we did, Cass snaps. Ronan roars and attacks Sebastian. One of Sebastian's friends intercepts him and tackles Ronan. Another wolf swings at Cass. She blocks the strike and forces the girl backward. Then Cass notices the humans. They are staring. Sebastian sees them too. Enough! His alpha command strikes through both groups. Most wolves stop immediately. Even several from Cass's pack obey him. Ronan does not. Stay the fuck away from my sister. He grabs Cass and pulls her away. Cass glances over her shoulder. Sebastian refuses to meet her eyes. Her heart sinks. They meet privately later that night. What were you thinking? Sebastian demands. Telling them we fought? Seriously, Cass? What else was I supposed to say? Finn smelled me on you. What if he figured it out? And? Sebastian turns away. It couldn't have been worse than letting everyone believe an alpha attacked you alone. Cass stamps her foot, humiliated and furious. Why not? I could take you. You know I could. Sebastian turns on her. It doesn't matter. I'm the alpha now. I cannot go around fighting random wolves, especially wolves from a pack already hostile to mine. I'm not a random wolf. Cass shoves his shoulders. You know what I mean. Do I? The hurt enters her voice before she can stop it. Sebastian's expression softens. Then his mouth tightens. Cass, you're the one who panicked when people nearly found out about us, not me. What am I supposed to think when you let other wolves touch you right in front of me? There is no us. Panic tightens Cass's stomach. You and I are not together, Sebastian. I can do whatever I want with whoever I... Sebastian catches her jaw and forces her to face him. His eyes flash gold. You're mine. I'm not. Cass knocks his hand away. Sebastian catches her hand instead. This time he draws her closer gently. You could be. His forehead lowers against hers. I want you to be, Cass. Something happens inside Cassandra's chest. It feels as though a piece of her has been torn loose and placed directly into Sebastian's hands. She hates the vulnerability of it. Is this some trick? Moments earlier, he practically called her a random wolf while emphasizing his position as alpha. Well, she will become an alpha too. Does that mean nothing? She is not his possession. And if she allowed herself to become his, what would happen? Her father would never approve. Her father intends to choose her. Her father is depending on her. Why has Sebastian only said this now? Why not yesterday when he held her? Why not on any of the countless nights before? Don't. Cass pulls back. We're nothing. Her throat tightens. You're nothing to me. Sebastian goes pale. He searches her face. For one irrational second, Cass hopes he will drag her back into his arms anyway. Fine. He turns sharply and leaves. Cass opens her mouth to call after him. No sound comes. She wonders whether this is finally the moment she has feared for years. The moment Sebastian becomes tired of her. The following day, Sebastian answers a summons from Cass's father regarding the disturbance at the bar. He apologizes for approaching Cassandra. He promises it will never happen again. And it does not. Chapter 9. Cass is 20 when her father tells her and Ronan that he has made his decision. Cassandra will be the next alpha. These are the words she has wanted to hear almost her entire life. She has worked for them, trained for them, bled for them. She has imagined this moment countless times. In every version, she feels triumph, pride, joy. Instead, Cass feels nothing. She has existed in a state of numb emptiness ever since Sebastian walked away. For 2 years, She has forced herself forward by believing everything will feel worthwhile when she finally becomes Alpha. Once she achieves the goal, then surely Sebastian will. Cass no longer even knows how that thought is supposed to end. What does she want him to do? She only knows his absence has become heavier with every passing day. Then, that very morning, Cass learns Sebastian is engaged. He is going to mate the daughter of another Alpha. The girl belongs to a wealthy, influential pack. Cass can barely remember her face. She is reasonably pretty, but can she fight Sebastian the way Cass can? Can she beat him during a hunt? Does she understand his body? Does she know every place he likes to be touched? Will she care for him? Will she make him happy? Cass? Her father's voice breaks through her thoughts. Only then does Cassandra realize she has not responded. Ronan is also staring at her. He expected his sister to be ecstatic. Thank you, father. Cass lowers her head. I'm honored. I won't disappoint you. She wants to cry. She should be happy. Why is she not happy? Cass will be Alpha, their father continues. But there's something important I want to entrust to you as well, Ronan. He glances cautiously at Cass, then crosses to his bookcase. After moving one book, he unlocks a hidden safe. From inside, he removes a dagger in a protective sheath. I trust you with this weapon. Ronan takes it seriously. Their father explains that the dagger has been passed through their family for generations. It is one of the artifacts that sometimes enters negotiations during disputes involving Sebastian's pack. At Sebastian's name, Cassandra tenses. Ronan notices but says nothing. Be careful, their father tells him. One prick can kill any wolf. The blade is coated with an extremely powerful poison, created for exactly that purpose. Their ancestors carried it into battle. Ronan nods solemnly. Cass barely listens. As both of you know, their father continues, Sebastian intends to take the daughter of a powerful Alpha as his mate. He insists it won't influence his alliances. We all know better. Their father looks grim. You'll have considerable work ahead of you. Our pack must remain as strong as theirs, and avoid falling under another pack's influence. Those words follow Cass to bed. Not the warning about leadership. Not the dagger. Not the future political struggle. Only one question matters. Does Sebastian love the woman he is going to marry? 2 days later, Cass gets the opportunity to find out. Her entire family is invited to Sebastian's engagement celebration at his home. Cass chooses her most beautiful dress. She arranges her hair elegantly, leaving her long neck exposed. Perhaps Sebastian will remember. Perhaps he will see her and think about those nights in the forest. Perhaps he will regret losing her. Even if he regrets it only once, Cass thinks she could survive the evening. Instead, she spends the entire reception staring at him. Sebastian dances with his fiancée. He speaks. He jokes. People gather around him. He does not look at Cassandra once. Something inside her slowly dies. Every glance he refuses to give her hurts. Every touch he gives another woman hurts more. His hand against the back of his fiancée's dress. His mouth near her ear. What is he whispering? Words of love? Words Cassandra might have heard if she had been more interesting, stronger, better? If only she had not been born into the pack Sebastian was raised to hate. If only he had not been born into the pack she was taught to despise. Eventually, Cass can delay no longer. She has to greet the engaged couple. Her body feels weighted down despite the elegant red silk wrapped around it. Sebastian is whispering into his fiancée's ear when Cass approaches. The woman's eyes shine with happiness. Cass feels something crack inside her. Hello. Even to her own ears, her voice sounds dull. On behalf of my pack, congratulations on your engagement. Sebastian's fiancée gives Cass a bright smile and thanks her warmly. Her happiness is almost painful to witness. Sebastian stands beside her, relaxed and perfectly controlled. He offers Cass a polite nod. Thank you. Then he leads his fiancée away to dance. Cass remains frozen. She had expected anger, dislike, perhaps even contempt, anything. How dare Sebastian treat her like a stranger? How can everything between them simply become some meaningless detail from years ago when the wound is still open inside her? Cass survives the humiliation through sheer discipline. Eventually, even that begins failing. She escapes into a nearby library. Alone, she releases a long breath and shuts her eyes. She needs to regain control. Better yet, she needs to invent an excuse to leave early without looking completely pathetic. The door closes. Cass opens her eyes. Sebastian has entered the library. Alone. What are you doing here? The words leave before Cass can think of anything better. Sebastian raises an eyebrow. What am I doing here? In my own house? Cass turns toward the books. All evening, she could not stop looking at him. Now that nobody stands between them, she cannot look him in the eyes. I should ask you that, Sebastian says. There is faint humor in his tone, but something darker beneath it. Hiding from a crowd isn't like you. Cass flinches. My father chose me as the next Alpha. She throws the title between them like armor. Sebastian's lips curl into something that barely resembles a smile. Congratulations. He shrugs. It's everything you've always wanted. Cass glares at him. Sebastian returns the look with twice the intensity. Don't act like becoming Alpha wasn't always your goal too. I don't blame you. He interrupts before she can finish. Cass stares at his mouth. She knows exactly how it feels against hers. The thought that she may never feel it again makes her stomach drop. Then what is this? She forces herself to speak. Why did you follow me? Did you come here to gloat? Something complicated crosses Sebastian's face. Cass has 100 things she wants to say. Before she can say one of them, Sebastian looks away. Have a good evening, Cassandra. I'll see you at the next Alpha meeting. He turns toward the door. Cass watches him go. Then desperation overrides pride. Do you love her? Sebastian stops. His shoulders tense. Slowly, he turns. Do I love her? A sneer twists his mouth. Isn't that obvious? I'm marrying her. Cass feels as though he slapped her. The intensity of his stare makes it worse. She spent years desperate for Sebastian to look at her. Now she cannot bear his gaze. All right. Her voice weakens. Then I'm happy for you. Are you? Sebastian scoffs. What does it matter to you how I feel? We were never anything to each other. You made that perfectly clear. The words are chosen to wound. They succeed. So now you're going to pretend there was never anything between us. Cass shakes her head. If that's how you want it, then leave. I have nothing else to say. You're the one who always acted as though there was nothing between us. Sebastian is suddenly inches away. You acted embarrassed to be with me. Cass's mind spins under the force of his scent. I don't remember you pouring your heart out either. Her anger is becoming desperation. I was always the one who had to earn your attention somehow. Earn my attention? Sebastian's voice goes frighteningly flat. You never had to earn anything. You always had my attention. I've always looked at you. Always. Since we were children. No, you didn't. Cass's voice breaks. You looked at me, but you didn't see me. I have watched you, seen you, thought about you for as long as I can remember. Sebastian sounds almost disgusted by his own confession, as though the words have been trapped inside him for years, and he hates finally letting them escape. But I'm done now. It's over. His voice hardens deliberately. Cass reaches up and finds tears on her face. She does not remember when she began crying. It will never be over. Her voice becomes dark. You know that, and I know that. Before Sebastian can answer, Cass grabs his face. Their mouths collide. The kiss is brutal, more desperate than anything they shared in the forest. Sebastian's teeth and tongue answer immediately. Cass yields and pulls him closer at the same time. She wants to give him everything. His scent erupts with hunger. One hand slides to her lower back. The other tangles into her carefully styled hair and tears loose the pins. Heavy blonde curls tumble over Cassandra's shoulders. Sebastian stares at them. Then he buries his face in her hair and breathes her in. "I want nothing to do with you," he whispers, eyes closing. "I love you." Sebastian flinches. Cass stops breathing. "No." He steps backward. "Enough." Cass reaches for him. Sebastian leaves the room without looking back. She remains alone, more exposed than she has ever felt, more abandoned. Later that night, Cass goes to Adrian's shop. The doors are closed. Of course they are. It is nearly midnight. Cass does not know it yet, but before another day passes, she will return. And this time, she will make her wish. Chapter 10. Cass is still 20 when she wakes before dawn, with someone's mouth against her neck. She is certain she fell asleep alone. She should be terrified. Instead, warmth rolls through her. Pleasure follows. A familiar scent surrounds her. A scent she has not shared this intimately in years, and has missed more than she ever admitted. Cass becomes aware of a hard body pressed against hers, hands around her hips. The touch feels so natural that moving away never crosses her mind. "Sebastian?" She hears him smile against her throat. Cass finds his eyes in the darkness. His pupils are wide. Desire fills them. There is something else there too, something she cannot immediately identify. "What are you doing here?" Her fingers brush his cheek. She knows how unwise this is. Sebastian entered her bedroom without permission in the middle of the night. But Cass is more afraid of saying something that will make him leave than she is of his presence. Her thoughts remain heavy with sleep. Then Sebastian pulls her closer and kisses her, slowly, hungrily. Cass moans when his tongue meets hers. Then she tastes something and pulls back. "You've been drinking." "Maybe." Sebastian laughs softly and nuzzles her neck. "I was celebrating my engagement, remember?" Cass runs her fingers through his hair. For a moment, she breathes him in. Then she forces herself to remember reality. About that engagement, Sebastian's hand moves along her bare leg. "Shouldn't you be with your fiancé instead of here?" He mutters something she cannot understand. Cass makes him lift his head. "What?" "I said I don't have a fiancé." He immediately attempts to kiss her again. "I ended the engagement." Cass pulls away. Sebastian groans. "What? Why?" She searches his face. His expression is affectionate but unfocused from alcohol. "Didn't want her." He moves against Cass. She gasps. "Sebastian, you said you loved me." His lips brush hers as he speaks. "How could I mate someone else when you love me?" He kisses along her collarbone. Cass gasps again, this time as much from his words as his touch. Tears gather in her eyes. "I thought you wanted nothing to do with me." "Say it again." Sebastian's stare is almost feverish. "Tell me you love me again, Cass. Please." Cass holds his face between her hands. "I love you." His pupils widen with satisfaction. Cass has spent almost her entire life needing Sebastian's attention. Needing him to look at her. Only her. His teeth graze her skin. Her scent reacts immediately. Sebastian notices. His touch becomes more insistent. "Cass." She drags him back into a kiss. "I can't do this anymore. I love you. I need you." Cass pulls him closer. "Then you can have me." She presses against him, then forces herself to add, "Just perhaps not now. Not in my parents' house while you're drunk." Sebastian appears to hear only the first sentence. His hands become more urgent. "I've been going insane thinking about you tonight." He presses her into the mattress. "Tonight, every night, all the time." He kisses her again. Cass answers eagerly. Being close to Sebastian again feels frighteningly right. His fingers burn against her skin. His scent is so powerful that Cass almost feels intoxicated herself. Then Sebastian's teeth reach her neck. Cass instinctively presses his head closer. She wants him to claim her. The realization comes with startling certainty. She wants to be Sebastian's mate. She wants to claim him too. Then reason returns. Not like this. Not while he is drunk. Not when his judgment is blurred. Sebastian. Her breath catches as pressure builds against her neck. Don't. Please. Stop. But her body betrays the words. She tilts her neck farther. Her mind says no. Her body is already surrendering. Sebastian's teeth sink into her skin. Cass screams. Another scream immediately joins hers. Ronan. Sebastian jerks above her. Pain twists his face. Get off her. Ronan appears in Cassandra's vision. For a second, she cannot understand what is happening. How did he get inside? What did he hear? What did he see? Then Sebastian collapses against her with a strangled sound. Cass tries to support him. Her fingers touch something warm and wet on his back. Blood. She smells the metallic tang before staring at her red hands. Cass, are you all right? Ronan is terrified. He tries to pull Sebastian away. Did he force you? Cass is too shocked to answer. She carefully shifts Sebastian onto his side. His face is tight with pain. What did you do? Cass screams at her brother. She lowers Sebastian's head onto her lap. He was forcing himself on you, Ronan argues. I heard you tell him no. Understanding crashes into Cass. Then she sees what Ronan is holding. The dagger. Their father's dagger. The poisoned blade that can kill a wolf with a single wound. Is that father's? Ronan's confidence falters. He was hurting you. He sounds as though he is trying to convince himself. No, he wasn't. Cass's voice breaks. I love him, Ronan. Sebastian and I have been lovers for years. Ronan stares at her. Cass barely notices. Sebastian weakly grabs her wrist. Cass. His voice fades. God. His eyes begin closing. Cass strokes his hair desperately. Stay with me. Don't fall asleep. Sebastian groans. His eyelids flutter. Cass looks at Ronan. Her twins' eyes are filled with fear, accusations, and questions, but they have known each other all their lives. He understands that none of those questions matter right now. I'll get father. Ronan runs. Cass does not know it yet, but in exactly 2 hours she will make the wish that changes everything. First, one final conversation must happen. How could both of you be this foolish? Their father is furious. The alpha of their rival pack is unconscious, poisoned, half-naked, and lying in his daughter's bed. He looks at Cass. How could you allow him in here? Then at Ronan. And you? Why use that weapon when you could simply have pulled him away from your sister? I thought he... Ronan cannot finish. Shame fills his face. Their father rubs his forehead. This is catastrophic. He seems to be speaking as much to himself as to them. One or perhaps both of you will face consequences. He gestures toward Sebastian. Cass holds Sebastian tightly. Our pack's reputation will be damaged, and the financial compensation alone could... Are you seriously talking about money and reputation while he's dying? Cass stares at her father in disbelief. Sebastian is pale. Sweat covers his skin. His breathing is labored. Only Cass's determination to keep him alive prevents her from falling apart. Can anything heal him? She almost does not want the answer. Her father's face softens slightly. No. The word is final. I'm sorry, Cass. Tears burn her eyes. Why would you even keep a weapon like that in this house? Why not bury it? I keep it to protect this family. Cass snarls. Sebastian is family. He's my mate now. Her father's eyes widen. Your mate? Yes. The usual way. Cass bends and kisses Sebastian's forehead when he groans. Her father begins pacing. A plan is clearly forming. We can use that. Cass looks at him. Sebastian is an alpha. He forced his way into your room at night, assaulted you, and claimed you. Your brother defended you. I wanted him to claim me. Cass's fury fills the room. Her father turns on her. You will keep that to yourself if you want both yourself and your brother to survive. Alpha command crashes through his words. Cass's body locks under the force of it. Ronan, come with me. Cass, remain here. We need to prepare for council hearings and a trial. If we contact the other packs ourselves instead of waiting for Sebastian's people to accuse us, it will look better. Then they leave. Cass remains with Sebastian's weakening breaths. She presses his face against her chest. She whispers to him. She does not know whether he can hear. She only hopes her voice can somehow make him hold on. I'm going to fix this. Her fingers stroke his hair. You're going to be all right. I promise. As dawn begins lightening the sky, Cass pounds on the magician's front door. She feels as though she has been knocking for hours. It is barely 5 minutes before I wake and hurry downstairs. When I open the door, Cass grabs my hand. Please, we don't have much time. Get your boss. Normally, I would never wake Adrian without an excellent reason. I value my continued existence. But I know Cass. And Adrian likes her more than he admits. The desperation on her face convinces me. A short while later, Adrian enters the sitting room. His hair is a mess, although that is hardly unusual. Cass stands immediately. Her hands clench. Her expression is terrified, and absolutely determined. This time you are not changing my mind. She looks directly at Adrian. You're going to grant me a wish. Her voice does not shake. I don't care what it costs. Chapter 11. Cass has not physically aged when she returns to pack headquarters. She feels ancient. Her body is heavy. Every movement feels slower. Colors have changed. Sounds have changed. Smells have changed. Everything seems muted, as though Cassandra has stepped into a faded copy of the world she once knew. She becomes cold more easily. Mostly, she feels empty, alone. She hardly realizes she has reached home before Ronan rushes outside. Sebastian's awake. He catches her hands eagerly. He's fine. They're discussing what happened with Father and the other alphas, but since he isn't sick anymore, everything is going to... Ronan stops. Cass? He sees her expression. Did you hear me? She did. Knowing Sebastian is alive eases something inside her. Not because she doubted the magic. That was her wish. Adrian fulfilled it. Cass. Ronan grips her shoulders. Why do you look like that? Are you still angry with me? You can relax. Your mate is fine. He isn't my mate. Cass stares downward. Only now does she notice she has returned without shoes. What? You said. That was before. Cass moves away. Their mother comes running from the house. Cassandra, where have you been? They're asking for you inside. And what is this I hear about you and Sebastian being mates? We aren't. Her own voice sounds wrong. Flat. Everything sounds wrong now. It reminds Cass of hearing a recording of herself and wondering why her voice sounds unfamiliar. Except the sensation applies to the entire world. Her mother studies her. What's wrong? She takes Cass's face gently between her hands. What happened, baby? Cass looks down. The words refuse to leave. Perhaps if she never says them, they will somehow become less real. Cass? Her mother studies her again. Then understanding arrives. Her eyes widen. Oh my God. At first, the words are barely a whisper. Then her mother cries out. A ringing sound fills Cassandra's ears. The grass is cold under her bare feet. Her mother is horrified. Ronan begins asking questions too. Cass can see his distress. Before, she would have smelled it. Felt it. His scent would have told her everything before he spoke. Now she cannot smell him. She can barely smell anything. The emptiness is terrifying. Earlier, inside Adrian's shop, the magician had looked at Cass with unusual seriousness. You want your mate to recover? Yes. Tears filled her eyes. He's dying, Adrian. Adrian and I exchanged a look. Then he reminded her of the rules. I have explained this before. If I grant a wish, Something that matters most to you must be taken. Cass frowned. Sebastian matters most to me. Does that mean saving him would? Adrian shook his head. The price cannot simply take an existing person. If Sebastian truly is what matters most, and I say if, because nobody can know until the wish is made, then the consequence will probably separate you. Cass's shoulders lowered. Sebastian alive, but apart from her. It was unbearable. Still better than Sebastian dead. And somewhere inside her, Cass continued hoping that even if they were separated, they might eventually find a path back to one another. She had spent years afraid to love him openly. She was tired of allowing that fear to control her. Do it. Cass looked at Adrian. Save him. That is my wish. Adrian took her hand. He closed his eyes. For one long moment he said nothing. Then he released her abruptly. You're pregnant. Cass stared at him. What? Shock emptied her expression. That's impossible. It hasn't even been 24 hours since we last. She stopped. Realization appeared. Adrian watched her carefully. You can feel it? Cass hesitated. I think so. Or my wolf can. Her hand moved toward her stomach. She already feels protective. I interrupted. Does that change the wish? Could the baby be harmed? Adrian looked deeply conflicted. Then he made a decision. I'll tell you what the wish will take before you make it. I stared at him. He had told every client I had ever seen that revealing the price in advance was forbidden. But you said, Adrian's eyes snapped toward me. It's fine. Cass barely reacted to our exchange. We don't have time. Adrian took her hand once more and closed his eyes. Magic gathered around him. Then he spoke. What matters most to you is being Sebastian's mate. Cass gave the smallest nod. So the price will make certain that you can never be mates. It will take away the thing that allows the bond to exist. Cass went completely still. Understanding slowly reached her. My wolf. Her voice became empty. You're going to make her human, I whispered. Adrian nodded. Cass placed a hand over her stomach. Her face broke. But my baby. Tears filled her eyes. He'll have a wolf, won't he? There is a good chance. Adrian looked pale. You probably won't be able to raise him. The color had drained from Adrian's face. Only later did I realize how much breaking the rules to reveal Cass's price was costing him. I said nothing. Cass already carried enough pain. She closed her eyes. Her next breath trembled. Then she spoke. Do it. Grant my wish. Cass never actually feels her wolf leaving. 1 second, the creature is inside her mind, howling in agony with her. The next, nothing. Gone. As though she had never existed. There is no sharp physical pain. Instead, Cassandra's senses suddenly collapse. The world dulls. Her body feels wrong. The absence inside her mind is so overwhelming that she staggers. Then she screams. Now, standing outside her family home, that emptiness remains. Cass cannot sense her pack. She cannot read emotions in their sense. Instinct no longer tells her how another wolf will react. It is frightening. But even that is not the worst part. The worst part is feeling incomplete. As though Cassandra did not lose a limb. She lost half of herself. How is this possible? Ronan searches her face while their mother begins crying. The sound brings their father outside. The magician. Cass barely recognizes her own voice. The one in town who grants wishes. You went to him? Cass does not sense Sebastian approaching. That, perhaps more than anything, feels wrong. One moment he is nowhere in her awareness. The next, he appears before her. At first, Sebastian smiles. Brightly. Hopefully. Then he sees Cassandra's face. His smile disappears. What's wrong? He hurries toward her. Another Alpha follows him, presumably one of those who came to judge what occurred with Ronan. Ronan looks pale. The magician did this? He took your wolf? I asked him to. Cass answers quickly, before Ronan or their father decides Adrian should be punished. Why would you do that? Ronan sounds devastated. Sebastian reaches Cass. He takes her face between his hands. Look at me. Cass cannot. Looking at him hurts too much now that she knows she can never truly belong to him. That's how Sebastian recovered, her father tells him quietly. Magic. Sebastian barely reacts. His attention remains on Cass. Look at me. His thumb strokes her cheek. Cass pulls away. I want to be alone. She turns and runs before anyone can stop her. As a human, she knows every wolf behind her could catch her easily. None of them follows. Cass suspects that means something. Chapter 12. Cass is 21 when Sebastian finally forces his way into her room. A week has passed since the poisoning and the wish. Her birthday occurred somewhere inside those days. Cass barely noticed. She barely notices anything anymore. She sits by the window with her knees against her chest. Outside the door, Ronan argues with Sebastian. She doesn't want to see anyone. I don't care, it's been days. I need to talk to her. Cass misses whatever follows. Then the door opens. Sebastian enters. Cass remains by the window. Her hair hangs loose and tangled down her back. Sebastian's eyes widen. She imagines she looks terrible. Dark circles beneath her eyes. No wolf scent. No life in her expression. Cass. Sebastian says her name as though breathing has suddenly become possible again. He drops beside her. Then he pulls her into his arms. Cass tells herself not to become accustomed to it. What are you doing here? Her voice still carries that dead, flat tone. What do you think? Sebastian breathes her in. Cass hesitates. Do I smell strange? Something trembles beneath the question. Sebastian presses his face into her hair. You smell the way you always did, just fainter. Cass closes her eyes. It's good you came. Sebastian's shoulders relax. I've wanted to talk to you. He gives a startled laugh. You wanted to talk to me? Is that why everyone has been physically keeping me away for a week? Cass ignores the complaint. If she does not say what she has rehearsed now, she may never manage it. I'm sorry I ruined your engagement. She looks through the window instead of at Sebastian. He laughs again. Don't be. I'm sure if you try hard enough, she'll reconsider. And if she doesn't, there are plenty of other women who... What are you talking about? Sebastian sounds genuinely confused. You're my mate. I am no such thing. The words tear out of Cass. I'm human now. So? Cass stares at him. You know mating bonds don't exist with humans. That is precisely why she is human. She does not explain that part. Sebastian goes quiet. He still does not release her. Does that bother you? His voice becomes careful. The fact that we can't have the bond? Cass feels sick. Is he truly so unaffected by what they have lost? When I told you I loved you, I meant it. For the first time in days, tears finally rise. It feels as though they have waited for Sebastian. Or did you think I only said it to upset you? Sebastian looks stunned, then hurt. I meant it too. Cass rolls her eyes. You never actually said it. She buries her face against her knees. Sebastian wraps his arms around her again and rests his forehead against her arm. I love you too, Cass. His voice is quiet. I thought it was obvious. Pretty much everyone in the world except you noticed. It doesn't matter now. Cass forces finality into the words. Sebastian stiffens. He does not let her go. Why would you say that? It's the only thing that matters to me. Are you stupid? Cass finally looks at him. It was almost impossible for us to love each other before, or at least I thought it was. We could have done it, but now we can't. I'm confused. Sebastian cups her face. Cass frowns. Perhaps he genuinely does not understand. Sebastian, you are a wolf. You're an alpha. I wanted that too, but I'm human now. I can't be your mate. You need a wolf mate if you plan to remain leader. I know. His casual shrug makes Cass want to hit him. I won't be able to live among wolves anymore. much less become the mate of an alpha. Sebastian rolls his eyes. Then he puts his hand over her mouth. I already told my pack I'm giving up the title. Cass freezes. Obviously, we can't remain near either pack. He sees her eyes widen and continues quickly. You think I would let my mate live somewhere dangerous? I'm not your mate. Hope rises inside Cass despite everything. You are. Sebastian's expression remains firm. But if you object to the title, then I hope you'll at least agree to become my wife. Humans seem perfectly satisfied being husbands and wives instead of mates. Cass shakes her head. Sebastian, you can't. You've spent your entire life preparing to become Alpha. I can't let you sacrifice everything for me. You can't let me? Sebastian looks offended. I'm barely sacrificing anything. He grips her hand. You gave up your wolf for me, Cass. You gave up a part of yourself. If you believe for 1 second that I wouldn't make a sacrifice infinitely smaller than yours in return, then I'm pregnant. Sebastian stops. Cass watches his face carefully. She expects horror. Instead, he looks surprised for barely a second. Then pure joy spreads across his face. You are? Cass cannot share his excitement yet. I might not survive giving birth, and I won't be able to raise him. Sebastian blinks. Is it mine? His face is filled with disbelief and hope. Cass groans. Who else would it belong to, you idiot? There was never anyone else. Epilogue. Cass is 22 the next time I see her. Adrian has asked me to deliver a gift for her baby. For reasons he refuses to explain, he will not deliver it himself. I suspect guilt. Not that what happened was truly Adrian's fault. Perhaps it was not really anyone's fault. Circumstances simply placed them where they ended up. Adrian had done everything he could to help Cass. That surprised me. By then, I had worked for him long enough to understand that he disliked granting wishes. They so rarely ended well for the people who made them. But I had never before seen Adrian endanger his own health by violating his rules as openly as he did for Cassandra. He must be more fond of her than he would ever admit. When I reach Cass's home, she is holding a 4-month-old baby. She is thinner than I remember, more fragile. But the child is healthy. Her husband is healthy. And despite everything, Cassandra seems happy with where her choices have taken her. This is from Adrian. I hand her a small box. Sebastian looks as though he is seriously considering taking it from her. Cass gives him one look. He stops. What is it? She asks. A promise. I explain that if Cassandra or anyone in her family ever needs Adrian's help, they should bring the ring inside the box to his shop. Adrian will do whatever he can. Sebastian immediately speaks. Can we go now and ask him to give Cass her wolf back? His frustration is obvious. We're only days away from giving our son to her brother for his safety. Cass won't say it, but she hasn't been sleeping. We already agreed we wouldn't risk returning. Cass looks down at the baby. Her voice is resolute. I shake my head. Unfortunately, restoring your wolf would require another wish anyway. But if there is ever anything else we can do, you've done enough, Sebastian snaps. He begins showing me toward the door. Thank you, Cassandra calls after me. I turn. Tell Adrian thank you. Our eyes meet. Whatever she has lost, she truly is grateful. Especially when her gaze moves toward Sebastian. I think Cass understands better than anyone that without Adrian, Sebastian would not be standing beside her. As I return to the shop, I find myself wondering whether I could ever love someone that deeply. Could I love anyone enough to sacrifice everything? Later, while Adrian and I close the shop, curiosity finally wins. Have you ever been in love? Adrian does not answer.